Everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. I wanted to start by inviting anyone that's interested to join the Village of New Paltz Planning Board meeting, which is going to be held on the 19th. It's either at 7 or 7:30. We'll put it in the Chanticleer via Zoom. We will be putting in our first application related to the on-campus renovation at that meeting. And some of you may find that of interest. And certainly it's really important for continued transparency and for you to understand where we are in this process, what might be said by the planning board, what might be said by the public once we get to that point. So we will be making notices of when those planning board meetings will be held, when Woodland Pond will be on the agenda. But the first will be November 19th in the evening. And again, that is available on Zoom. The next item I wanted to talk about was the storage cage forms that we are still missing from quite a few of you. I think we're missing at least 40 right now, which we are bumping up against the deadline on that. Again, we do need a storage cage form for selection as to what your wishes would be. These were distributed a month ago. We've been working hard to try to collect them from all of you over the last couple of weeks. The deadline is the 14th. And if you have not turned it in to us, we will be contacting you today and tomorrow to come down and complete the form so that we can figure out what everyone's desires are. And I would like to take a moment to thank all of you that have proudly come to me in the hall or stopped me in the pub and said, I cleaned out my cage, and you feel lifted and free from the burden of so much stuff and are taking a credit on your monthly service fee now. It's a great option for a lot of you, and we can certainly help with storage solutions if you just have a couple of things in your cage, and we will get everything situated. Once we determine what everyone's selections are, then we will figure out the pieces of the puzzle and figure out, what do we need to move around, where do we need to consolidate cages, etc., build some new cages in the north storage and so forth, and then we will go from there. The move of actual items for those that will be asked to move their cage will happen in the upcoming weeks and months, but we will give you notice on that. It's going to take us a little bit of time after the 14th when the forms are all in to create that jigsaw puzzle. The next item is coming actually from Christy Battistoni. She has asked me to once again try and explain the way that the decline balances work and how there is no cash value associated with a remaining declining balance. We call them, dining dollars or whatever, and I know that can be very confusing. But at the end of the day, if you don't spend the money, it just goes into the bottom line of Woodland Pond for other things that we don't need to then charge residents for additionally. In other words, to the extent that that goes back into the pot, it basically just goes back into one big bank account. It's not actually money. It's just money that wouldn't otherwise be spent on feeding you. So we need to kind of stop thinking about it like it's dollars, and there's no opportunity to donate it to someone or provide it to someone, because ultimately what that is doing is it's costing us the money, the cost of the food and services, which otherwise wouldn't be provided to residents, and sending that value out into the community. So for every declining dollar that isn't spent, it's one more dollar, so to speak, that stays in the big pot and helps us not have added pressures on monthly service fee increases. What we're going to do is consider possibly moving back to a system that doesn't use the word dollars, because we know that it's confusing. No matter how many times we try to explain it, I know it's a confusing topic. Many years ago, there was no declining balance. It was actually, you got like 30 chits or swipes in the dining room. That didn't work for our community because not all meals are valued equally. Some might just want a soup and salad, for dinner this night, and the person at your table might want filet mignon. And certainly from a value proposition, that's not the same. But we could easily move into a system that's very similar to what is used on college campuses, which would use a point system, we can certainly look at this. And I think that we hope to explore this further with the finance committee and the dining committee, uh, so that we can avoid this confusion going forward. In the meantime, because a lot of you are working to try and now use up sort of accumulated dining dollars or whatever declining balance, um, it is reasonable to expect that the dining rooms will be more full. It's a little bit hard for us to predict that, but certainly please don't be surprised if you see more people at lunch, for example, or a lot more people at the pub, or harder to get reservations at dinner. It's because a lot of times residents wait until the end of the year to sort of use these dollars up. Um, so please just have patience with that because it's certainly a reality that we do see. Uh, I guess we'll move into some calendar items. We've got Tuesday, which is today at 7 p.m. in the PAC. We have a student music recital, and these are students of Valentina Shadalova and Carol Losi. So if you'd like to come see some students perform, please do come tonight at 7 p.m. in the PAC. On Wednesday at 1 p.m. in the PAC, which is tomorrow, Bill Toole, our Woodland Pond resident, will be providing a educational talk about income taxes and the potential effect or potential income tax benefit that you may receive related to the payment of your monthly service fee and your entrance fee. Bill is a Woodland Pond resident and certified IRS tax volunteer, but he is not speaking on behalf of Woodland Pond. So this is his personal recommendation based on the experiences that he's had. Thursday at 2 p.m. now in the PAC, very important calendar change. We are having a Veterans Cafe or a Vets Cafe, which is going to be sponsored by Ulster County Hospice. And it's a time for veterans to get together and share and enjoy each other's company, talk about the goods, the bads, the attention with Veterans Day and so forth. So that's going to be on Thursday at 2 p.m. in the PAC. On Friday at 2:45 p.m. in the PAC, the Starlight Trio will be back with their guitars and keyboard. On Friday at 7:30 p.m. in the PAC, Perry Gunther's daughter, Jillian Gunther, who was or is the director and producer of a film called Sunset and the Mockingbird, will join us here at Woodland Pond for a filming or screening of that movie and more time to get together and talk about that. Next week, we have a couple of things just to keep in mind for your calendar as well, including on the 20th, on Wednesday, the 20th, there will be a special LGBTQ program. There's details in your newsletter. You are not going to want to miss that. We're going to have an incredible guest come and speak to you about their experiences. And it's outlined in the Chanticleer, the newsletter. The day before that, on the 19th, we will have our Interfaith Thanksgiving service. Oh, I'm sorry, that's at the New Paltz Reformed Church. That's a special event. And there's a tour and lunch at the Culinary Institute next week. So please do keep an eye on your calendars and enjoy the different things we have to offer you. I don't really have much else today, so it's going to be a short address. I guess I'll see you all next week.